Hi empaths, welcome to Heart Space Wellness Alliance. Here's my healing room. Let's get started. Hi empaths, welcome back to my healing space. I thought we might try something new today. I just posted on my Instagram TV, so if you go to urban_empath on Instagram, that's my handle. I just posted my first video there showing you how to use tuning forks, the different types of tuning forks I have. I thought what we could do today, so if you're interested in any of that information, check out that video there. What I think I'm going to do today is do a quick intuitive reading to check up on the energy, and then do a little sound healing at the end. So just tuning in, using the cards as focusing tools to see what's coming in the collective, and then use some sound. So if you want to know how or why I'm choosing different tuning forks, or it's fairly intuitive, but of course, even with intuition, we need some structure, right? Which is why I use cards to do intuitive reading. Check out that video if you want to know the structure I kind of work within. Again, urban_empath on Instagram. So I'm just going to pick a card from the Archetype Cards by Carolyn Meese. Just to see what aspect of self might be in need of some healing or attention, or see what aspect of self wants to step forward. Pioneer. Pioneer. So the light attributes for Pioneer: passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. And the shadow attribute: compulsive need to keep moving. Passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Compulsive need to keep moving on. Awesome. So I might be tuning into those of you who are really creative. Maybe seeking dopamine, right? Seeking the dopamine rush of new stimulation. Maybe finding it hard to commit or bond with anything, or find pleasure or joy in routine things, right? There might be some avoidance here of everyday tasks that don't seem very exciting or pleasurable or interesting. We might find ourselves escaping. Let's see. I'm going to use the traditional Rider-Waite to see if there's any more information that wants to come out about that. About any more cards want to come out? So it might be a time of moving out of some rough waters into smoother time, calmer time. That might be what we're seeking. So we might be seeking to escape. Maybe stress, chaos, confusion, indecision. So instead of just facing it, we might be escaping or doing something to move away from it, right? We might be dreaming of a substantial new beginning in the material world, and that's what we're chasing. Because maybe the goal is, I want to be emperor status. And some of the shadow aspects of the emperor is very controlling, wanting control, wanting certainty, exerting your will on another, and when things don't go your way, sort of you trying to use force, right? Exerting your will. The emperor can be controlling. A masculine approach to power, which isn't a negative thing, but that can be some of the shadow aspects, the attributes. And maybe part of this is, how do I get from this inspiration of wanting this success, this impact on the material plane, to actually embodying it, actually attaining this power, right? This self-mastery. And maybe that's the initial intent of moving from these rougher waters, right? Looking for some stability, some mental stability, certainly, right? It's the suit of swords. So on the mental plane, so maybe there is some confusion here. How do I make an impact? How do I master life on the physical plane in order to find total happiness, right? Sun card, happiest card on the deck. I think Leo, the zodiac sign of Leo can be implied here. I think for Emperor, it's Aries, right? So there might be some zodiac information there. Yeah, how do I find total happiness? Is this even total happiness? Or is this just an idea, right? Is this just, am I romanticizing this? What is it like to have this mastery of the physical world? The Emperor is all the kings in one. So really just on the journey to happiness here, right? So how do we find this? How do we get there? We fill up our own cup. Emotional fulfillment, right? This might also be something we're seeking. Emotional fulfillment. What is emotionally fulfilling to me? Are we finding satiating things, or are we filling up our cup with things that are not lasting, right? Things that are fleeting, things that aren't that valuable, things that might be toxic, right? That takes away, from the cup. So we give from an overflowing place. We nourish ourselves, we nourish our own cup. And then We might also be trying to withhold, be stingy. That might be a tactic we're using, right? Withholding more of ourselves. Maybe I'll feel more vitality if I just reserve it for myself, right? And go into hermit mode. Or are we seeking something outside of ourselves, right? Are we seeking things that provide fulfillment, emotional fulfillment for us? Are we seeking it outside of ourselves and trying to control the situation, control others, when we need to be doing this? We need to be filling up the cup, right? We can commune with a higher power, certainly, right? The dove there. We can commune with a higher power, get into that flow. But this stingy energy, it doesn't tend to lend itself to feeling vitality, does it? It's a tactic we irrationally use. Certainly time to oneself is important, right? Time to contemplate, time to get to know yourself, time for meditation. That's certainly important. But knowing when is key, because this might be a time of gathering your resources and putting them to work, putting them to use for yourself to manifest the outcome you're actually seeking, right? Instead of trying to control others, or your environment in a way that, or blaming, right? Blaming this state, because it's really just a state. It's a state of unfulfillment or boredom or whatever it is, right? It's just a state, and states can be shifted. States can be shifted. Yeah, and the magician has all the tools. So you have all the tools at your disposal. And a lot of them may be inner resources and a state of resourcefulness, right? So I think with this information, I can see what's medicine here. So I'm going to use some sound healing tools. And again, I demonstrated how to use these on my Instagram TV, urban_empath, if you're curious about what I'm doing. So just close your eyes and focus on breath. I'm going to play, do a little tuning fork concert, very brief, but just tune in. This will provide some medicine for whoever is going through and resonating with this reading. So go ahead and close your eyes. See if you can tune in. The way you'll use the sound is see if you resonate with one of the pitches. If you can find yourself in between the tones, just notice what it's doing to your body, how it's making you feel, and just enjoy the sound, right, as you breathe deeply. Okay, so that was from the Solfege set. And then I'm going to end with my angelic tuning fork to stimulate and revitalize. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was interesting. Again, urban_empath on Instagram if you want to check out the video on how to use sound healing tools, tuning forks in particular. Did a little show and tell and concert there. Anyway, best wishes to you, empath. I hope this was helpful in some way. Like and subscribe so I know I'm on the right path with these readings. Any suggestions for any content you'd like to see, put in the comments, and share with anyone who you think this might be helpful to. All right, I'll see you in the next reading.